All
dystopian.
right,
When the
guys.
dating app asks what you're looking for, you now have the option to choose intimacy without commitment. In other words,
And you know what the crazy thing is? No one's gonna select intimacy without commitment because who's really truthful in dating apps, guys? Like, if you picked intimacy without commitment, you lose like 30% of your matches. I'd say even more.
I'm just trying to smash, and maybe we can turn this whole thing into a situationship. Uncertainty and fear surrounding modern dating are growing stronger than ever. Commitment feels more risky, options are at an abundance, and so many people are voluntarily or involuntarily finding themselves in a relationship with no real title or structure behind it. Situationships might not always be a bad thing, but when systemic issues within our society encourage situationships over lasting love, I do believe it leads us to be more untrustworthy of each other, less fulfilled, and even hinders our ability to self actualize. Many of you know that phase doesn't last forever. The more that you become familiar with someone and the less frequent the surprises and novelty, the more that passion and dopamine rush begins to stabilize or even fade. This brings me to the first reason why I believe situationships are on the rise. Serial dating has never been easier, and for those who embrace a more superficial approach to relationships,
Dude, people are addicted to attention. Like, people get a freaking few compliments and a few matches on these dating apps, they forget who they are. Like, that's why you see like the epidemic of like a lot of good looking people having no personality. Like, a lot of good looking people will just be a good looking face and they just want compliments and whatnot, but they don't have any like good personality, good opinions, good strong, like, I don't know, values. They don't have anything good to say apart from just looks maxing and looking good.
the thrill of falling in love can become an addiction. Rather than seeking the depth of true connection, many chase the fleeting highs of infatuation, an experience made even more common by the countless ways we can now meet and interact. Some creators on TikTok, for example, will post content updates of their online dating adventures, sometimes even going on up to 3 days.
I'm on a date, so let's have a drink. I am going on a date, so let's make it. I'm going on a date. Let's have some coffee.
If you've watched any sort of red pill content in the past, this approach to dating might seem.
I mean, a lot of people nowadays, like, they think that just because a girl went out on a date with me, I'll freaking, she owes me pussy. Like, no, that's not, bro. Like, honestly, like, if you're taking a girl out on the first date, if you're taking her out to some place real expensive, that's on you. The first date should just be like a coffee date. And if you guys hit it off, all right, fine. The second date could be like a dinner, but the first date should not be like a crazy expensive date. I mean, if you lead from your wallet, don't be mad if when she uses you for dinner.
Very familiar to you as well. A very common sentiment amongst red pill channels is to date multiple women at once so you don't seem desperate and so you can keep your options open.
Yeah, you can 100% date multiple people at once, but remember, dating is not in a relationship. When you're just dating, I, I might have not even kissed you. Like, I just went and got coffee, got to know you, I didn't like you, moving on. Like, that's my idea of dating. I'm not thinking, oh, like, just because I'm going on 4 dates this week, I'm gonna make out with all four of those girls and mess around with all four of those girls. That's not what's going on in my head.
Date multiple women, man, so you can prepare to stay abundant by dating other women. And that
Austin Dunham, my first YouTube video, guys. Oh God, I love Austin Dunham. What's he been up to?
going in scarcity by only seeing one girl and investing all your time, resources, and energy into one girl so fast.
You're talking about you think you should date multiple girls? Yeah, you have to. Why? You don't think eventually you just want that one girl that you have that.
You should date multiple girls, but again, there's a method to dating. You don't just make out with all of them. Date multiple girls 100%, pick the best one, and keep it going.
Multiple people. It's definitely one of those gray area zones. In order to figure out what you like in a partner, you gotta date a little bit. And dating multiple people at once.
Bro, that's a big red flag to me. Like, if somebody, like, for example, Akash Singh situation, right? He marries the first girl he even like. He married his first girlfriend, and in that case, I'm thinking like, bro, like, if you married the first girl you ever like talked to, well, if you married the first girl you ever dated, then how the fuck do you even know what you like and what you don't like? I mean, I have so many icks that I know of because I went on dates, like, and because of that, I knew what not to look for. But if you don't go on dates, how would you know like what you like and what you don't like? Because at the end of the day, like the big stuff doesn't matter. It's all like the nitty gritty daily things that piss you off living with someone. Like if someone is untidy, like that shit would drive me crazy. And I would only know if someone's untidy if I went on dates with them and got to know them. But in a car sing situation, he literally didn't even know his girl was a thought.
Allows you to streamline that process. So, although there's nothing inherently wrong with it, I think what matters more is the intention behind it and what happens when you take it to the extreme. Speaking of things taken to the extreme, how about all these websites that are constantly trying to steal your information and exploit CyberGhost subscription? You can also use it on your phone, tablet, or whatever else you browse on to make sure you're protected. Right now, they are offering $2.03 a month. Discuss the damage caused by dating apps because that can provide deeper insight into this issue and help connect it back to my original point about the rate of change in intimacy model. Hinge's slogan is the dating app designed to be deleted, but let's be honest, dating apps don't profit from people finding lasting love. Like social media platforms, they're designed to keep you hooked, swiping endlessly in search of something that always feels just out of reach. A Forbes survey found that 79% of Gen Z users report dating app burnout, citing reasons such as difficulty finding meaningful connections, being ghosted or lied to, rejection, and the exhaustion of messaging multiple people with repetitive conversations.
Damn, who's the person messaging multiple people and having repetitive conversations? Like, bro, bro is suffering from success.
I think the two most important reasons to focus on here are being ghosted or lied to and messaging multiple people because rejection and a failure to find meaningful connections is very normal. It's not a new thing. Dating apps claim to make intentions clearer, but anyone who has actually used one knows that online dating is really fucking confusing. Besides the fact that 80% of dating app users are men, meaning only a small percentage of them get consistent matches, you're forced to judge someone based on a few curated photos and short bio. This structure incentivizes users to optimize their profiles rather than present an authentic version of themselves, making it even harder to determine if someone is genuinely compatible in real life. Yes, physical attraction is
I mean, honestly, dudes, even though there's 86% of dudes, like you're really competing with like the 10% because all the other dudes suck. And all the other dudes have the stupidest profile. They're untidy. They don't look good. But you're competing with those 10%, but only 10% of those dudes are like proper competition.
obviously super important, especially in the early stages of a relationship. But an initial impression of someone on a dating app can often be way more deceiving than in real life. For instance, let's say you match with this person you found cute and they seem to be your type. According to their profile, they're pretty adventurous and they like to try new things. They are looking for a monogamous relationship and a long term relationship, but they're open to a short one. Well, that's good enough for me, you think to yourself.
What the hell does open to a short relationship even mean?
Your opening line works and you have some conversation. Here's scenario one. After a couple days, they stop responding. Really? We haven't even met yet.
Well, that's why you don't take it personally and you just talk to other girls. I mean, I feel like people take things so personally. You think if you think a girl owes you something, like a girl doesn't owe you any responses, a girl doesn't owe you anything, and same as a dude. I don't owe a girl expensive dinner. I don't owe a girl anything except the basic manners and respect, right? So like just people take things too personally on these dating apps. People take rejection too personally on these dating apps. Like these people don't matter. If you've not met them, they don't matter.
What was the point of matching if they weren't even going to give me a real chance and we weren't going to meet up in person anyways? Here's scenario two. You meet up and they are nothing like their profile, both the way they describe their interests and their appearance. You feel deceived and don't want to meet up again. Here's scenario three. You do meet up. The date goes well in your eyes. At the end of the date, you say you'd like to do this again and they agree. Then you never hear from them again, and they
Bro, they just wanted a free meal, but that's why you don't take them to anywhere expensive. Coffee shop, I'm telling you, coffee shop or brunch. It's the best thing to do on first date if you're not trying to spend money. Because brunch checks all the boxes. It's the ambiance is always there for brunch, and it's like quick. It's like $20-$30. You don't got to take $20-$30 per person. You don't got to take someone like in an expensive place.
unmatched you on the dating app. You have absolutely no idea what
Like what I would do is I would take everyone to a hookah lounge because even if the person sucked, at least I would get a hookah from it, you know? So find things that you like to do and just bring them along with you. So even if they suck, at least you got what you wanted.
you did. All you know is you feel worse about yourself. And here's scenario 4. They said they wanted a long term relationship, but they were open to a short one. Oh, my eyes broke with that mouth. They said they wanted monogamy. You guys go on multiple dates, and you feel yourself developing a deeper connection with them. The dreaded, where is this headed and what are we question pops up, and they say they don't want anything serious. You now feel like an absolute dumb.
Never ask that question. Like as a dude, never ask that question. Just what's not being questioned, don't answer, and what's not being answered, don't question.
That's for letting this person lead you on and misguide you with their muddied intentions that they put on their dating app profile. Yeah, no wonder people are burned out by dating apps. This phenomenon of such unclear intentions in dating is still relatively new. Of course, people who have led other people on have always existed, but the digital age has drastically amplified this issue. Dating apps make it effortless for those addicted to the initial butterfly feelings to juggle multiple conversations at once, creating an illusion of endless possibilities. At the same time, these platforms subtly encourage users to stay engaged, not by fostering genuine connections, but by making it easy to treat matches as disposable. By design, they encourage an endless cycle of novelty, making it effortless to replace one person with another.
Bro, that's honestly kind of good. Like imagine it was like hard to replace someone. Like imagine it was hard to replace like a match because say you're talking to a match and you both are talking very nicely with each other and then she just ghosts you. And now like it's hard to replace a match. You're kind of like panicking. You're like, "Oh my god, I put all that time into her." It's all about time. Like money comes and goes, but like wasting your time is crazy.
First sign of emotional stagnation. When every interaction is reduced to a swipe, attraction becomes gamified and commitment takes a back seat to instant gratification. This shift warps our expectations of intimacy, making it harder to appreciate the more meaningful, slower process of falling into love rather than falling in love. The rapid highs of early romance, fueled by constant dopamine spikes, create an illusion that love should
Yo,
always
hold the hell up. Did that dude have like a third nipple or something?
process of falling into love rather than falling in love. The rapid highs of early romance, fueled by constant
Hey, yo, what the hell? Oh, I thought that was a. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry, guys. Just I got distracted.
dopamine spikes, create an illusion that love should always feel exciting and new. But when that intensity naturally levels off, many interpret it as a sign that the connection is no
People think the spark is gone, bro. The spark isn't gone. You're just normal and used to things.
longer special, leading them to seek out the next rush instead of embracing the deeper phases of intimacy. Now, tying this back to the scientific aspects, dopamine and the rate of change in intimacy model, it turns out that, surprise, surprise, love requires undivided attention to develop. In other words, the act of searching for that spark by dividing your attention amongst multiple people is the very reason why that spark will probably never end up igniting. And that's on top of the confusion dating apps already create.
Well, yeah, that's why have you should go on a lot of dates. You should pick one person that you like the most, invest a little bit more time into them, and if you're getting it back, then that's it, guys. I've solved your problem.
Like how Bumble allows users to select both intimacy without commitment and long term relationship as their intentions at the same time. Yes, that's a real option. It's no wonder modern dating feels so frustrating when the very platforms designed to help people connect blur the lines between casual and committed, making it harder to know where you stand with someone. But even outside of dating apps, which have already created their own trust issues, social media is amplifying fear in people who might want stable long term relationships, but now see them as too big of a risk. It's a point I keep coming
Instagram DMs, baby.
back to in videos like this because honestly, it frustrates me so much about modern dating. A lot of social media thrives on rage baiting and negativity. It doesn't have a moral compass. It just wants to keep you engaged for as long as possible. And the natural consequence? The worst dating stories, toxic behaviors, and horror stories get pushed to the forefront, making commitment seem like a losing game before you even start. It shifts the focus from genuine connection to
I mean, bro, if you're interviewing a girl and if you're seeing a girl being interviewed at a club, just know that she's not even taking that shit seriously, bro. Like imagine if I was in a club and someone asked me something and I'm like under the influence or something, I'm gonna say some wild shit.
constant suspicion instead of thinking, man, I'm really getting to know this person well. I'm opening myself up to them, and it feels like our connection is deepening. People start thinking, is this going to end up like that horror story I saw on social media? How many other people are they talking to? Maybe I should just keep this as a situation.
Yeah, see, the way you never worry about how many other people they're talking to is by talking to other people yourself. And I'm not saying you got to be a dirty dog. I'm saying you just got to go on dates and know and make sure that they're not your only option. And you know, if you once you do that often enough, you're going to be confident enough to not ask these questions. Like questions like, "Oh, are you talking to someone else?" Questions like, "Oh, like where are you going? With who are you going?" Like, bro, like unless you guys are like official, don't ask that. Don't ask that.
Situationship to protect myself. A lot of social media doesn't just document bad dating experiences, it conditions people to expect them, making it even harder to trust, be vulnerable, and build something real. I'm going to go deep into how I built that real something and what I think true love is. But first, there's one more factor we need to address when we ask the question of why young people might be more inclined to pursue situationships over long term relationships.
At this point, young people are pursuing ChatGPT.
And that is the uncertainty of the world. We were never meant to have access to every single problem plaguing the world at any given moment. But now that we do, the world feels more unstable than ever. And beyond just perception, there's objective evidence that it is unstable. The climate crisis, the housing crisis, the ever widening wealth gap, with so much uncertainty, people are prioritizing self preservation, aka
Yeah, guys, just remember that every decade and every generation thinks that they have it the worst. Like, you know, right, like right now we're thinking about, oh, like this generation has it the worst. But in reality, like the generation before us, like they went through the 2008 financial crisis. The generation before that went through the dot-com crash. The generation before that literally went through Vietnam War. The generation before that went through some other war. Like the world just sort of became a in a way where we just know of all of it, but dude, it's always been a shit show.
focusing on their own stability before committing to something as demanding as a long term relationship. And I don't blame them. This explanation doesn't fully account for the state of modern dating, but it plays a huge role. Marriage, which was once seen as a necessary milestone, is no longer expected or enforced. The natural progression of a serious relationship, commitment, marriage, and eventually children, becomes less appealing in a world where stability feels out of reach. So, how do you rise above all of this? How
Marriage is the best way to get stable, guys. Like that's what took me out of the trenches. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like I came to this country with my mom and my brother. We lived in a one bedroom. Me and my brother pretty much paid for ourselves since we were like 15, like through like pocket money. We would never ask anything of our parents. Well, just my mom. My mom has never made more than $14 an hour. Like, so like going through that, and then like after graduating college, I like packed up all my shit and moved 25 hours south to Texas from New York. And I was like, you know what? In Texas, I can survive because in Texas, the apartment rent is cheap, cost of living is cheap. You can literally Uber and live your life. And I just thought that was gonna help me out. But then, even then, it was difficult. I would save and whatnot, but I wouldn't feel like I wouldn't have a peace of mind until I got married, and it was like a dual income household. And my habits still never changed. Like even though it was a dual income household now, I'm still the same way. Like this jacket I've had for years. Like some of the hoodies I have, I literally bought when I was in like 10th grade. I haven't grown. So yeah. Yeah, marriage is a fast track way to get stable.
How do you find true love in a modern world that makes it so difficult? And how did I manage to develop it through someone who I met on a dating app? Personally, after years of being in relationships, one of the biggest realizations I've had about falling in love, compatibility, and long term commitment is that a lot of it comes down to whether your partner aligns with your vision for self expansion. So let me explain this through
What a year. Trips, gifts, holidays. But all those memories come with a cost.
something that I
It's just values.
found out, which is a scientific term for something I had explained in the past. And I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you have a thought or an idea around something and you write it out and then you realize there's a scientific term for it. When that happens to me, I'm like, damn, I must be on my Einstein shit. So a little while back, I tweeted this. I've realized falling in love is really a matter of finding out whether you want to become the person your partner will shape you to be. All relationship issues stem from a disagreement about how the other person acts. You say that one statement that sends them into fight or flight mode. You get confused because it's never been interpreted that way before. They spend an unusual amount of time away from their phone. You see it as a lack of affection, they see it as a natural part of who they are. The first step is to communicate these differences. Can you effectively address your concerns without being hostile or accusatory? Most people never get this far. The next step, and this is where the love is developed, is assessing whether you think these changes will genuinely.
I feel like the way you say things matter a lot, and in a relationship, right? Like you could say whatever. Like I'm pretty sure, bro. Like at least for me, like I'll do whatever as long as it's said to me in the right tone, right way. And yeah, I think that it takes a long time for your partner to understand what you need in certain situations. So you just got to give it time. But it's really about how you say things and what you say. And you also have to draw a line of respect too.
Make you a better person without changing the core of who you are? Do you like what the other person is suggesting? Do you think it could help you grow and become a better partner? If yes, you have something truly special. Each of you will point out triggers and flaws, communicate them, then work on them together. It's only once you've collectively conquered the storms that true love starts to bloom. Well, it turns out there's an official
Hey, that guy, I mean, he cooked. He cooked. And he did say he's been in long term relationships. I mean, I could definitely tell.
scientific name for
Yeah. Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's all about just being comfortable growing together, being comfortable showing your insecurities to your partner, and how your partner handles those insecurities and problems that you might be going through. And yeah, but like no risk. I feel like no relationship starts without respect. So if there's no respect, there's no relationship. So the way they talk to you is big, very important. The way they address you is very important. And it takes time to get to that level. But once you establish that boundary, then it starts getting better. And then you can see like, oh, if they fit in here, they fit in that. But first thing you should be looking at is how they respect you. If they do respect you, that's great. Good job. But thank you guys.